from Parliament buildings. It is 3 minutes away from the appointed time when the Senate is ordinarily this morning, the appointed time being 9:30, and as we await for that official commencement of business from the Senate, allow me to take you through the highlights in the order of business. And our dear viewers, the report of the 9th Interparliamentary Union, IPU Global Conference. This is on the young parliamentarians that was held in Hanoi, Vietnam from the 15th to the 17th of September, the year 2023, is a motion given priority in the order paper this morning. This motion is by the Senator for Nyandarua, Senator John Methu. Senator Methu, on behalf of the team that represented the Senate of Kenya in Vietnam, is seeking to have the Senate note the report of the 9th Interparliamentary IPU Global Conference. This is the global conference for the young parliamentarians that was held in Vietnam in September 2023, and the caucus laid its report on the table of the House on the 5th of March 2024. The report of the parliamentary delegation to the 2024 Joint United Nations Interparliamentary Union parliamentary hearings that were held at the United Nations headquarters in New York, the United States of America, from the 8th to the 9th of February 2024, is yet another motion lined up for debate this morning. This motion is by nominated Senator Veronica Maina. So away from the motions that appear to have taken precedence in the order of business this morning, the other business lined up for debate this morning is a number of bills. And now allow me to take you through the questions that various cabinet secretaries will be answering this morning. Remember, according to the standing orders of the House, on Wednesday morning, we usually have cabinet secretaries appearing before the Senate plenary to answer questions from members of the Senate. And the Cabinet Secretary for Labor and Social Protection will be answering a couple of questions. Among them are questions from nominated Senator Catherine Muma, who wants the Cabinet Secretary for Labor to provide the Senate with a list of bilateral labor migration agreements and arrangements that Kenya has signed. This is particularly with the West Asian countries, and this is with a view of protecting Kenyans and the Kenyan migrant workers. And equally, the Cabinet Secretary for Labor is required to tell the Senate the list of bilateral labor migration agreements and arrangements that Kenya has signed, particularly again with the Asian countries, to protect Kenyan migrant workers, and indicate if the agreements comply with international labor laws and standards. The CS for Labor will equally be required to tell the House the number of cases of passport confiscation involving Kenyan migrant workers that have been reported over the last 5 years, and the Cabinet Secretary is also required to state the action taken against the respective violators. The Senator for Kisii County, Senator Richard Onyonka, has questions for the Cabinet Secretary for Youth Affairs and Creative Economies. The CS for Youth Affairs and Creative Economy, as well as Sports, is required to indicate the respective state of operation of all sports stadia in Kenya, as well as provide details of the budgetary allocation and utilization of the development from the 2020-2021 financial year to date, as well as the timelines for the completion. The CS for Sports, Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen, is also required by the Senate this morning to provide the status of the specific funds, if any, that have been allocated and disbursed towards the refurbishment and maintenance of existing sports and stadiums in the country. The business of the Senate is just about to commence. Allow me to hand over to this live proceedings.
Na tuombe. Mwenyezi Mungu, tunakusihi tutazame kwa neema nyingi na baraka sisi watumishi wako ambao umeridhika kutuita kwa nyadhifa za uongozi katika jamhuri hii yetu. Tunakuomba tuwajalie tuyatende na kufikiria mambo yote atakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu na wale ambao haja zao umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amen. Clerk, to have quorum. Sergeant at Arms, kindly ring the quorum bell for 10 minutes.
Well, that is a quorum bell. Currently on a ring mode at the Senate this morning, occasioned by the fact that at the commencement of business this morning, it has been allocated 10 minutes to allow for senators within the presence of Parliament to make their way into the chamber this morning, to allow the House have at least 15 senators to commence business this morning. Before I handed you over to the live proceeding this morning, presided over by the Speaker of the Senate, Honorable Amason Kingi, I was just taking you through some of the questions that the Cabinet Secretary expected to appear before the Senate plenary are expected to answer these questions. Senators, the CS for lands, CS Alice Wahome, is also expected this morning. The CS will be answering questions from among Senators Beatrice Ogola, who wants the CS for lands to provide a list of all parcels of land that have been compulsorily acquired by the government agencies since 2013, and specify the projects for which each parcel was acquired. The CS4 lands is also expected to tell the House the status of the compensation to the owners of the said parcels of land, and could the Cabinet Secretary explain why in some instances some projects that were initiated before the affected landowners have not yet been compensated, and the measures being put in place to expedite the payment of the landowners who surrendered their lands for development. Senator for Kirinyaga County, Senator James Murango, wants the CS for lands and public works, housing and urban development to state the number of persons classified as landless, commonly referred to as squatters. This is in Kirinyaga Central Constituency in Kirinyaga County. Senator Murango also wants CS Wahome to tell the House the measures that the ministry has put in place to ensure that all squatters across the country, and particularly those in colonial settlement villages along Mount Kenya Forest in Kirinyaga County, are resettled. And finally, a question from Senator Murango is that the CS, if she could confirm when the squatters will be settled, including when they shall be issued with title deeds. The Senator for Tharaka Nithi County, Senator Mwenda Gataya, will be asking the Cabinet Secretary for Lands this morning to provide a status update on the adjudication of the areas along the border of Tharaka Nithi and Meru counties, particularly in the Ntororo which
kufika hapa ni nguvu zake. Nilijua utafanya.
long as tu umeingia age fulani ya puberty, umeingia umekuwa tini, it's something that is going to affect you. And today we want to talk about purity.
So I'm a minister of the word, and as a young lady, you know, you can be invited somewhere to go and preach, and you know, someone is going to look at you and think like, huyu sasa pia anaweza preach kweli.
Nini unafikiria ina affect matini sana?
Secular music, or rather the content that young people are listening to, is what is really corrupting them. And that when you log into social media, you'll just find contents that are impure. So whatever you allow a kid to do or to listen to, it's something that, you know, it's gonna destroy or build their future.
On KBC Channel 1, we are a TV station like no other. Get a taste of the best in entertainment.
Yes, indeed.
Feel the passion.
Will you promise me?
I swear that you will never lose me. I can't get married to you.
I'm sure you knew about it. That's why you're making fun of me.
Experience the drama.
Get out.
Who is the man in this one?
And the laughter.
Hii wigi umevakishwa. Hii wakati tulikuwa tunaapishwa tukapewa mheshimiwa.
Move to the beat.